Hello, Dr. Hanson, Dr. Haroff, Miss Graham, and the wonderful tech department at Rob's. So we embarked on this project of enhancing the learning environment with technology, specifically focusing on the preschool. The purpose for this project was in the forever changing world. Technology is constantly evolving, making the way we communicate, learn, and work change. Therefore, I presented my project to you all to include technology tools as additional support within the classroom, specifically iPads. Often we see technology in the preschool as screen time and not as an educational enhancement to the learning environment. Although, as educators, we must rely heavily on technology to help support the way we instruct and teach our students. As time changes, early educators must seek new technology tools to help present more personalized learning for students who are growing in this modern world. We've gone over our overarching goals, and that was to gain support from you all, work with the tech department to set up classroom iPads for each classroom. We set the standard to 2 iPads per class. The next would be building a training program and presentation that I would create for in service, where I would take the teachers through certain applications and tools that they could use within their classroom, as well as creating some tech tools and how-to videos that they could refer back to. And then implementing iPads into classroom rotational centers. With the completion of the project, we will be able to see students interact with iPads. They can listen, watch, draw, record audio, take photos, and shoot video. So that is, once this project, the completion is done, the students will be fully engaged and use the iPads. Here I have listed some resources and applications that have been set to be on the iPads for the rotational centers purposes. And these are all current licensed and registered memberships that Rob's has. So the first one is Britannica Image Quest, and you can use this to just place a picture over something that you're learning. Maybe it be zoo animals or insects or farm animals or community helpers, and just give the students the ability to facilitate conversation through the use of photographs. So next we have Tumble Books. Tumble Books, using Tumble Books on iPads is a great way to engage our learners with literature. Being young readers, we have so many books on audio that they're able to listen to and flip the pages as they go through. Learn 360 houses so many educational resources, from audios to videos to things that can help develop kids' skills through visual and audio resources. Next, ABC Ya Paint. This is just to inspire the creativity of art in our students. Then we have Little Bird Tales. This is a great form of storytelling through creating digital stories with pictures and audio that students are able to navigate through the easy-to-use website. And lastly, Pebble Go. Our students love this fun-friendly application where they're able to learn about anything from health to science, social studies, animals, and help conduct research in a safe environment. So next we have our project milestones, which we've already covered. As you can see, I have a big thumbtack on a prior date that we had set for August. We had pinned this because after looking through our project, we noticed that we needed more time for it. Therefore, the dates have changed. I then put the next date to start in January. And then that would take us through August and September, rolling out the iPads for next year. Again, our SWOT analysis, which were strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that we saw within our project of iPads in the classroom. Some strengths we saw was children would learn at their own pace. Lessons would be more interactive. Students, we heard of research that was done that concluded improvement in learning outcomes. We saw some weaknesses. With everything great, there's some weaknesses. That would mean with more work to do with iPads, teachers unfortunately have the same time to plan and prep. And then having to find a way to monitor how students use iPads would be a weakness for teachers, as well as the whole structure of iPads. They are very fragile. Some opportunities we discussed were digital portfolios. Teachers would be able to create and easily share. We would have the opportunity to create digital centers where students would take over the way that they learn in a way that they find most engaging, and that's through the use of iPads, as well as collaborative learning with their peers. Some threats we saw was the extra training teachers would need in order to help facilitate the use of iPads in their classroom. We also know the potential of uncommitted teachers with veteran teachers or teachers who are just not comfortable with the use of technology. There would be no implementation of iPads within their classroom for the purposes of education. And then we would have to constantly remind parents as well as supportive administrators that iPads don't always equal screen time. Ways to assess iPads in the classroom. So with using iPads in the classroom, we have to make sure that students are gaining the full potential of the iPad. So the questions to ask as we monitor the iPad use are, what are students doing with iPads? If you as stakeholders walk into a classroom, just look around and see what the students are doing with their iPads. Are all students on task? How does the teacher know if students are off task? Has she put into place a system for monitoring students, as well as when do students use iPads during instruction? When do they not use iPads? And with all that is, we want our students engaged in learning, and we found the best way is through the use of technology and taking our preschool from low tech to advanced through the use of iPads. The simple implementation of iPads into our rotational centers is the great way. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please feel free to direct them to my email.